These people, Yvonne, they are. You are an officer, you should know this. We have a lot of amateurs in governance. You know, me, I worked in the government for 29 years and air commander for 7 years. It was a quarter of my service life. I was commander of the Air Force and senior position. I know all this. So these guys didn't know what they are doing. The whole government, you have no idea. You know, there is what is known as agenda setting. First, the PF government is the first social media government in Zambia. Social media in the sense that it has been affected by social media so seriously. So there is what is known as agenda setting in the country. How you set, I learned that way back in Ghana. Setting an agenda, what people should be told, who influences, how do you choose stories that affect the nation, and people start talking, and you direct the nation into talking about those things. You see? So what is happening in the PF? The PF, they started Mwale, Mbewe, and Muma. Remember, they were thieves. Muma, Mbewe, remember, after he stole that, they did that uniform, $63 million uniform. I sent him to as commandant. The day I moved out of office, Muma brought him back because they were together. I could tell three: Muma, Mbewe, and Stadmwale. So everybody in the Air Force knew that I sent Muma there and Mbewe there. He was very close to me, but was a traitor. I sent him to that place because of the offenses he committed when I was away in France. Started a deal where they were making millions and millions of dollars. But so they started playing around with me. So what they did, they agreed and went and told the president. They're the ones who are telling the president, Muma, Stadmwale, and Mbewe. So they played, and the president listened to them. So what they did is they went and said, General Chimese is using public resources for personal gain and is abusing authority, what, all those. So the president writes me a letter now. Look, Mbewe is going to anti-corruption on Friday. He has no letter. What it simply means, Muma has the same thing. Stadmwale has the same. Why hasn't the president given them that? And this is what you need to know and ask yourself and see exactly. They were involved in the whole thing. Very childish, I'll tell you. I'm telling you this as an officer. You should listen and understand how they, since you are following it. So they set an agenda. Whatever they were doing, they stealing money. Okay, let's throw it on this one so that government can see that we are doing. Let's sacrifice him. So what they did, they are forgetting that we are dealing with a very deadly millennial society, a social media society. When they started the issues about me, what have I done? So everyone started wondering, what has this man? He has money, has what? People found that I have no money. They went to the bank, no money. In the house, I'd been raising $10,000 for Lance and Chama. That's what $10,000 US. Then they found, I told them also I have 70,000 kwacha. I had just come from the UK, if you remember very well. I had 10,000 for school fees for my children, which had been, because it was July. Then they were required to go back in August. So I had reserved that money. This is my children. Said, go, we get it. Air Force said, no, he was found with $3 million in those, and it was, and they are the ones who were. I have people who are talking to Stadmwale, and they told me that he was saying you had 3 million in the ceiling, you had this, you had the dollars, and not what. What are you talking about? Are you serious? So agenda, they set an agenda. They wrote their own story on corruption. So people started asking, come on guys, where is this? That's how, if you remember, the whole story now of aircraft came on board. Because people are expecting to see that General Chimese bought aircraft. Even Air Force Commander doesn't buy aircraft. Aircraft are bought by Ministry of Defense. Anything above 500,000 kwacha, you can't touch. Air Force Commander can't even buy a tire of an aeroplane. All those projects you are seeing, they are done from Ministry of Defense, not Air Force. So all you do is just push them. That's how I bought those trucks. I'm told even if Mama wants to claim that he bought those trucks. I bought those trucks. I sent him to Russia and he bought those trucks. You can't buy, the PF government now can't buy anything. They have no money. The PF government is broke. Simple and straightforward, Yvonne. So they set a tone. They made their own story. They wrote their own book about corruption. People started talking about corruption in the PF because they are throwing me in court every day and sponsored the media. They sponsored the media outlet, ZNBC, what to be writing. The only media house that has been writing good about us is the Nation, the Daily Nation. Everybody else, there's been conspiracy of the media. Trying the opposition in newspapers show that PF government is corrupt. So General Chimese, they have to report very negative things from the court. The government newspapers and TVs, they want to show that PF is working and fighting corruption. That's how they did it. Then so there was conspiracy of the media. Everything you saw was bad and scaring you people. I think people are shocked that Massacre is free. It's very shocking. Nobody expected this. They thought Massacre, on what grounds? The court has discussed. Now, so what is going to happen is this, Yvonne. Where they were asking, because I know there is a uniform thing. I was told when I went to anti-corruption, to DC, that there was drug enforcement, there is a uniform of $63 million from supply, which is still there. Contract was cancelled, but it's still there. So they were asking Mbeo. Mbeo will clear himself immediately on Friday. He will say, me, I wrote this letter on behalf of the Air Force commander. And so they were asking, who was the Air Force commander? General Chimese or what? General Chimese. Okay. Now, Mbewe knows that when he was writing those letters, they agreed with him, Muma and Stadmore. So is Mbewe ready to say, no, it's General Chimese, so that me, I'm called now by anti-corruption? Can you imagine what I'm going to say now about them and what do you think it's so? They can't sleep now, I'll tell you. It is nice. I can't wait for anti-corruption to call me because of all the contracts here and on the internet and all with my lawyers and everything locked up. So they are all now under, they are peeing in their pants. So I have no idea. This is what is idea. They are very childish. What they should have done was to just sit down with me and we agree on something and just live as brothers. You don't do this to your friends, Yvonne. Never. Learn from your uncle what has happened. I did nothing. Absolutely wrong. Muma is not sleeping. I saw him on TV 2 days ago. I saw he wasn't himself. See how they have embarrassed themselves. Kenny was saluting a cadre. That guy is not government. He's a cadre. He cannot be received by AOC of some Western Command or something. That's madness. People they are freezing. There is a list of people who are supposed to be saluted. What he did was a salute to go and freeze before that person. That is a military response and posture that you do to a very senior constitutional office holder who has been not Air Force. They go and receive a brigadier general salutes a works boy who comes from State House. He's below, the commander is below. He's just a small boy. Chela comes to check and gentleman, she goes and receives him. Everyone is saluting at Air Force and it's there on TV. The whole world is today in Mongo. You can't do that. That is cadreism in the military. We can't allow that. They are supposed to be professional. Everyone will be wiped out. They have messed themselves up. You have messed up the Air Force. So Mbeo will be asked, no, me, you will choose. Is it General Muma? What it means now, he has brought the Muma will be summoned to go and appear for corruption, before anti-corruption. Me, I don't have any corruption allegation. That's why I'm with the DEC money laundering. According to them, whether I was getting money from wherever, from minerals or from wherever, I have money issues. That's what I'm there for in court. I'm not there for corruption. No. And the abuse of authority that I use the Zafu chap to work there. That's all. Those are the charges that are there. There are 4 charges. 2 abuse of authority that some lizard worked here at home in Baobab. Some lizards also worked in Ibex, who have also refused all of them. Those are the 2. 1 in Ibex, 1 in Baobab. Number 3 and 4 charge that I'm doing money laundering. What money laundering? I own 9 flats and 2 houses. So that is, according to them, it's money laundering. Number 4, the 4th charge is that me and Chungu lied. They have never interviewed me where I told them that thing belonged to Jimmy and all that. We lied that by virtue of not giving me not declaring those properties, we lied. That's money laundering. Those are the charges. 4. Even yourself, you don't. Air Force comes and says, we don't have anything for Chipasha came and said, we don't have anything for money laundering or anything for abuse of authority. Well, we don't know. Mudala says, I never saw any ZAFU employee. You can go back and dig Mudala's evidences. He never saw any ZAFU employee work at that facility. That Muesha electrician says, I'm still waiting to be paid by. If you are waiting to be paid, it means it was private. Then Maseka says, I don't know, I wasn't. And the court has said, yes, he didn't. That's what the court has said. He didn't know. The court has cleared him. You see? So anyone who says Maseka, forget, delete everywhere where Maseka is. So this judgment for Maseka has disturbed the main case completely, and as a consequence, tabachisa ku court lelo. Again, whatever for magistrate per Friday. I've been in court the whole day today. Tabeshire ba DC, tabeshire ma prosecutor. But because immediately the magistrate is going to bring, the defense is bringing to them questions of why they employed so many Zambia, so many of their children, everyone, all the DC officers were given slots. They were bribed slots by MoMA for recruitment. You can't do that. All DC officials were given slots by MoMA for them to be employed. You can't do that. So that they don't investigate him and do that. You can't. So they are scared. They are all running away. And the case has been spoiled by the judgment for Maseka, where the court has said, no, Maseka doesn't know anything. And all these things just rubbish. You can read through this, you'll be amazed. So, Muma will ask, my Lord, why didn't I just remain as deputy? Mbewe will ask, why did I move away from Twinipam? I know now we are perete number. You have to automatic drill. It's rough, I know. These guys, they are not even strong, but they are diabetic and they have serious illnesses. I know them. They will just. I saved him. I amputated the leg. He had gaseous gangrene. There are 3 types. There is the one which moves slowly. Then there's the last one is gaseous. That's what he had. A flight from, by the time he was taking off from Dubai to Lusaka, the leg was completely rotten. We had to go and cut it off, and I had the choice to chase him. I didn't chase him. I kept him in the Air Force and made him and kept him as chief of supply. Can you believe? I kept him and I samkundia and sponsoring abantu. If my evidence vale tora ku DC, just that in the Mukari, you don't know you people what we have displayed. Now we are one day I'll tell you, he's a very serious person. He's the one who apuzusha Mbewe. Maybe you don't know who apuzusha Maseka. Mbewe uriwa kutumine from staff college. Mvula uriwa kutumine. That is the one who apuzusha Maseka. I'll tell you one. That is totally nonsense. Mukari uriwa and that mvula uriwa. One day, don't talk to him, don't tell anybody. But you should just know. So it's quite it's a very interesting story. 13 minutes, we will even sleep listening to it.